Hello and welcome to another video from Natasha Lee, and this week I'm going to sort of go back to basics. What I mean by that is I know that I can do some really crazy nail art designs and then some very complicated nail art designs. But I do like to keep the skill level altered so that all of you guys who are real beginners or wanting to start with nail art can give it a go. So based on that, today's video is a no tools video. And when I say no tools, I mean no tools. No bobby pins, no pencils, no weird dental floss, nothing. This nail art design is created with only the brushes that come in your nail polish. I hope you feel really inspired to give this a go, and when I had this idea for this design I sort of hoped it'd come out a certain way, but it's come out so much better, and I think it's perfect with the rainbow for Pride Month, with it being June. As part of a new thing I want to do to try and beat the algorithmic problems that YouTubers are suffering, I want to give a shout out every week to a creator or a channel that I really love and I enjoy watching. So this week my creator of the week is Swoop. Her very first video was suggested to me on my YouTube page. Her editing skills are immense, and I think what's happened to her massively sucks. So if you can head on over to her replacement channel and give her a thumbs up and a subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you guys. But now I've explained that to you, every week when I do this it'll be a much quicker segment, and now let's get on with that nail art tutorial. As always, I'm going to begin by cleansing the nail with 99% isopropyl alcohol, and that's after filing and performing cuticle work. And if you want to know how to do that, there's a link in the top right corner. And don't forget to cleanse the ends of the nails too. Then I'm going in with my favourite peel-off base coat from Unt, and we're going to apply this nice and carefully to all of the nails. I get asked lots of questions about if you can use this on gels, and yes you can, and I'm still able to peel it off. Then I'm going in with OPI's It's a Boy, and this is such a beautiful pale blue colour, and the reason I paused there is I didn't think I'd pressed record on the camera. Try and get that first layer lovely and even. However, I did notice as I just completed this first layer I hadn't quite gone close enough to the cuticle, so I've given myself a bit of a hard time on the second layer. Here I go with that second layer, and I'm going to try and correct my mistakes by going really close up to the cuticle area. Because I've done my cuticle work and there's no dry skin around there shouldn't be any flooding. That's one of the key secrets to getting a lovely neat manicure. Because I'm not using any tools, I'm using a plastic back pad to clean up the nail. Then I'm going in with my favourite white, and this is Alpine Snow from OPI. And we're just literally going to apply some blobs. And these blobs are going to form clouds. Now you might find it easier to use the side of the brush to do this, and I will say that this bottle has got a little thick now, so I am going to go on to a new bottle after this video. Don't forget to cap those ends before we go in with OPI's My Twin Mimi, and this is on the index finger. We're going to create a sun, but you're only going to see the first half or the top half of that sun, so don't worry. That orangey colour is me playing around with these colours before I started filming. And then I'm going in again, once that yellow has dried, with my Alpine Snow, and this is on the index finger, and I'm applying just 3 little blobs and drawing it down, and that's to make beautiful fluffy clouds. Next I'm going in with OPI's 5 Apples Tall. Don't really know what that's about, don't know what it means, but never mind. And on the middle finger I'm just trying to get it, you can see here, I'm trying to get my position right first before I sweep over the nail. Now there's 2 choices here on what you can do. You need to, well you don't have to, but I like to blend in that line not to have a ridge later. But by doing that, you're going to make these nails a lot thicker and take longer to dry, so it's up to you whether you just do the sweep and have slight bumps on the nail and apply an extra top coat after, or you draw it over the whole nail like I did. Repeat this in a mirror version on that ring finger. Again, you can use a pad dipped in nail polish remover or acetone to remove any polish that goes down the sides. If you do have a clean-up brush, then fantastic. Now I'm going in with Electric Orange from CND Vinylux, and I'm applying it first to my ring finger. We're just going to leave a little margin from the red, and this is how we're going to create our rainbow without any tools. Now I will say I have actually got rid of a lot of my Vinylux. I absolutely loved it when it came out, but as you will see on my middle finger, it ended up with lots of lumps and bumps, even in a new bottle that's barely been opened. And unfortunately it's happened to almost all of my CND Vinylux. So on to OPI My Twin Mimi, which is one of my favourite bright yellows. I love how this one applies. And I'm just sweeping around exactly the same and drawing over the nail. And really don't worry if it's not absolutely perfectly straight. Because I zoom in so close on my videos, you're able to see every tiny little fault, but in actual fact, in real life, you hardly notice any of the little bumps or wiggles in the lines. We're repeating each of these on the index finger and on the ring finger, but on opposite sides to make that pattern join up when it's finished. Don't forget to cap those ends, otherwise you can end up with a chunky nail at the end that will chip easily. Then I'm going in with All That Jazz Jump and Jive. And again, I'm just going inside that yellow. I am waiting for the polish layers to dry. Now, just to be totally honest with you, for transparency's sake, this took a while to do, not because of the actual painting, which was really easy and quick. It was waiting for the layers to dry. So you do have a choice. You don't have to draw it over the whole nail, because then you're getting thicker nail and lots of layers, but you'll see at the end you don't really notice that. However, if you want it to dry quicker, you could just leave it, as I'm doing now, where you do a stripe over the nail and then just leave it to dry like that. However, I didn't want the bumps. Going in with No Filter Needed from Morgan Taylor, this is such a stunning colour. I'm adding my blue. Now I remember doing a rainbow set once before, and we were taught at school, Richard of York gave battle in vain. And then all the Americans came on and said, VOICEOVER. VOICEOVER? Yeah, VOICEOVER. Hadn't heard of that one before, but there we go, I'm learning something new. Finally, in with All That Jazz First Class Kiss. Such a beautiful indigo, or sort of violety indigo, hence the reason I've used it. And we're just going to go right round and then down and cap those ends. And then we're going back in with that OPI It's a Boy, which we've used for the sort of sky background. And this is how we're creating that lovely rainbow without the use of having to have a steady hand or with fine art detail brushes. When it's dry, go back in with your white, and we're going to mirror it on each side that I'm doing little clouds. Going higher at the side where the rainbow comes to the bottom, and then lower towards where it's the sky. Once it's all dry, go in with your favourite top coat and apply a generous layer over the top of the whole nail. We want it to be a generous layer because it will be a bumpy effect, and you want it to look smooth and mirror perfect. Do this on all of the nails. And wait for it to dry. Now this is a really quick drying top coat and very hard wearing, which is great. It's just a little bit thick. Once it's dry, go in with your second coat, and this is just because I want it that perfectly mirror finish that you can't see any of the textures of the patterns underneath or the designs underneath. When it's dry, apply your favourite cuticle oil, and this is a personal blend I've made at home. Massage in, and your nails are finished. Now, I love these. They're a perfect rainbow for Pride. I think that's wonderful. They're also so easy for absolute beginners. But the thing is, I am actually a child of the 80s, and this reminds me of the kids' TV show Rainbow, which looking back at it now is a bit freaky, but I loved it when I was a kid. Let me know if you've got any other ideas like this that you could do with no tools nail art. This is the first time I've tried something this advanced with no tools, and it ended up being so unbelievably easy. I would recommend it to absolutely everyone. You wouldn't believe it's been done without any tools when you look at the finished work. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I need to say a huge and heartfelt thank you to this month's VIPs. So thank you so much, Cassandra, Anthony Reddle, Claire Dolby and Melanie Wood. You guys are amazing. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you like what I do with the channel, then if you head on over to natashalee.vip, you can sign up to be a patron of the channel, which will give you behind the scenes access. It'll give you that warm fuzzy feeling that you know you're helping me to create my content. And I'm eternally grateful because my existing VIPs and the new ones coming in have helped me keep my channel going at this difficult time with YouTube. If there's anything you'd like to see on the channel, then please let me know in the comments section down below. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you all very, very soon.